I'm Shiva Karina. Welcome back. We're going to jump right in. Handbook for the New Paradigm, volumes 1, 2, 3. We are in volume 3, Becoming, on session 22. And that's page 305 if you're following along. And I got a nudge that I need to put that last one out today separately and share it around. I don't normally do that, but I will today for that one. So, number 22, if you're following along, page 305, there are areas of focus that the human mind is totally unaware would serve in the change of direction from subservience to freedom of choice. I feel like that's so true. Uh, and you never know what it is, which is exactly why I say move towards that which brings you the highest joy in each moment that presents itself. Back to the book here, where the mind is focused determines where the totality of experience will arrive. When the awareness is bombarded with a confusion of ideas and experiences, the holding of a single or singularly coordinated group of ideas, thoughts, opinions, and desires becomes difficult indeed. Does not require the effort of what is termed concentration, but does require the broader and more easily managed process of focus. This is one of the reasons why I always say focus and attention. And those are because what do we focus on? Where is our attention? And what is it focused out there or on our inner, right? For me, that's what I see. Focus allows for peripheral awareness of events and information that can be noticed and allowed for short term inclusion without diluting or taking away from the intended direction of the intent of the overall focus, which is one of the reasons why I really don't engage much outside of myself and certainly haven't over the last several months. I haven't even been here and been engaged in any sort of real way. It allows participation within the currently perceived reality while yet holding in the awareness the intended direction of desire, of intended purpose. Humanity must first allow itself to accept the possibility that it is their birthright to steward this planet and manage their own evolvement without interference or direction from outsiders. I really kind of feel like this is exactly the vibe, the energy that I witness in Donald Trump. Um, for one, it's that same vibe of let's don't be afraid. He carries also a transparency that I recognize, something that I carry myself. We know we are not perfect, and we know that we're gonna rub folks the wrong way. But we're gonna be true to who we are. You're gonna know who you're dealing with. You're going to understand you at least that's from my perspective. You don't have to I try it's a I don't know, it's a transparent quality that I recognize within him. um Once that possibility, I'm going to back that up and reread it again. Humanity must first allow itself to accept the possibility that it is their birthright to steward this planet and manage their own evolvement without interference or direction from outsiders. Once that possibility is allowed to take root, the desire for this experience will grow within the awareness, which is what I feel like it's doing right now. For it is well established within the psyche. It is latent or buried under the mind control programming that has been layered within social and religious structures on a worldwide basis for thousands of years. This entire program of control literally surrounds mankind's understanding of itself like a tough skin. I really do feel like that's true as I've watched my own programming only little by little get these uh, cracks that open up where I can go in there and see exactly what is that and where did that come from and how did I end up with that little gem of a program running in my behind the scenes. And I've discovered that most of them come from childhood and watching everybody else and wanting to belong and be with the same as everybody else, which is dangerous from the outset. It's not what we're meant to do, honestly. So it is necessary to literally squirm within this skin of deceptive understanding and shed all of it in order to perceive and create a new experience. My God, I think back to me trying to run myself off this planet. I got to 490 pounds squirming in my skin before I would turn and look at myself. Talk about being blind to one's traumas. Wow. If this were not possible, then there would be no necessity to place so many layers of false information into the minds and to hold it there through intimidation and fear. Wow, this one too needs to go right out, I think. I'm feeling this need for control at all costs is the clue that the armor. Oh, I just said this to my sister. This need for control at all costs is the clue that the armor is fragile and that the fear of the controllers is far greater than your own. If mankind discovers its power and its true heritage, there is no answer for them but to destroy all but a few and to begin through intimidation to rebuild the population based on the same deception and fear program. Try as these beings have, it is not possible for them to change the necessary DNA programs to reverse the evolvement and return mankind to a more animal like being. In reality, mankind's saving grace at this moment is the number of outside influences that are vying for control of this planet. Indeed, there is more than one. Is Earth that valuable? It is the competition for supremacy that is the important point insofar as the outside interests are concerned. Each has their influenced faction among the deceived, and deceive you they must with clever and deceptive techniques. For those awake and aware human beings, it is possible to perceive these as factions vie for control. Yes, that's what I've been saying. I think there's a whole lot um, of those chinks in that programming that then is being led on. Even within the controlled media and religious dogmas, there is confusion. Stories are reported, then either changed or withdrawn. There is conflict and competition between various warring factions, so that if discernment is practiced, the contention and fractions are almost obvious. Many of the Many of the visions and esoteric prophetic experiences being reported are nothing more than another form of mind control. When these prophecies include utopian life without responsibility, beware. What is important to these factions is which one can win the prize, regardless of the condition of the prize at the end of another phase of history. Meanwhile, mankind has the opportunity to sleep on amid this virtual reality game or to awaken, stand forth in its own awareness, and claim the prize, the planet, right out from under the warring factions' noses. They need only to come forth into personal and group awareness of their birthright and collectively stand forth in declaration and ask for help from that point of consciousness, and it will be given. The key is that mankind must evolve to a point of maturity that indicates the ability to accept galactic citizenship. To be a planet of full-fledged citizenship, Earth must be self-governed. Otherwise, this planet is considered a colony, available to be owned and ruled by outsiders. Until humanity is ready to be responsible for itself and its planet, it cannot participate in the galactic family. Then it must decide between being a positive or negative expression. Both experiences exist, difficult as that is to accept. That is how it is. Help is available, but only on a consulting basis. Citizenship hinges on and results in total self responsibility. It is not a cause of aggression versus regression. It is aggression versus progression. Earth has been caught up in the process of rule and control by negative, stuck expressions of the expansive energies of potentiality. If this opportunity to change the situation is taken advantage of, then the decision must be made to simply continue that which has been the victim side of the coin by expressing the other side through aggression and abuse, as you have been abused, or to indeed create a new paradigm of experience. As has been mentioned before, when citizenship is a reality through a quorum of humans declaring their independence and self responsibility, then the opportunity to observe and receive consultation on what other expressions of positive experience are currently in practice will be available. Uh, I'm feeling right now to stand up and stand forth and declare my own desire to take full 100% responsibility for myself, my actions, my discernment, and volunteer to be some of those forward evolving beings. Back to the book here. The space in sequential time to synthesize the new paradigm will be given and protection will be provided. Oh, that's lovely. Only a framework need be idealized. And I feel as though that's part and parcel of some of the the flashes I keep getting of different things. The proof of the pudding will be in the individual personal changes demonstrated by those humans that are able to shed the skin of manipulation and deception. These must walk their talk, so to speak, and live their conviction of personal and group responsibility. It goes beyond a change of mind to living conviction. Where does one go when there is no capricious God to direct one's wishes, desires, and fears toward? Can that empty place that was once filled by the God perceived to give and take, answer or not answer, hear or not hear, depending on whim, ever be filled again? Indeed, now is the time to remember the laws of the universe and to read them again and to practice them. Each must become the God in their lives. For the laws are the premise of life expression. The messages are written so that each time they are read, a different perception is received. I feel like that's true. I've read these, this is my third or fourth time now. Third time. And wow. The messages are written so that each time they are read, a different perception is received. More is understood, and the desire to experience real freedom is kindled. There is no freedom without responsibility. As responsibility is relinquished, freedom dissolves into slavery. That should be easy enough for anyone to look out there and see the truth of that. No, look no further than those to whom you must report for the living wages that you bring home. And you know this is to be true. No matter what clever face is painted on it. That's true. As responsibility is relinquished, freedom dissolves into slavery, no matter what clever face is painted over it. The choice between these realities, the fork in the road, has been reached. It is indeed decision time. And that's the end of number 22. Wow, the fact that I have come back now feeling led to finish recording this book, even though on Fridays, my group is ahead now. I was ahead in the recordings until just recently. And now we're a full 10 sessions ahead in my group. But the fact that these two were on my heart to record today, very interesting to me on a lot of levels, especially given what I've experienced this morning, which I will be speaking on in my live in just a very few short moments. So that's it for this one today. I will be putting these out a little later on. If you have found this and you're tuning in for the first time because of my putting number 21 and number 22 out today and calling attention to it, if you're just now finding these, understand that volume 1 and 2 have been recorded in their entirety. They are in their own playlists on my channel. So go to playlists, go to volume 1, and they're in a playlist there, and they should just follow one following the other. And if you do feel drawn, because there's a lot here in my view, uh, so if you feel drawn to it, do that and then share around again if you feel so led. If you don't do it. It doesn't make any difference to me personally. But I would encourage you to continue to move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It is just a matter of your perspective. And if you slow yourself down, you will find that there's always more than one way to see a thing and asking myself questions about things. Like, are there any assumptions in what we're looking at here? Am I assuming anything? Is my assumptions about something putting me in a mood that I don't necessarily have to be in, or doing, thinking I have to do something that I don't, there's just all kinds of ways for me that I see to do that. Till we meet again, be well, my friends.